Bobby Pack, for them they done chopped his ass. No parole, but the pull I got, it done dropped his ass. No toe, headshot, gave his whole top attack. Drama in the cut when I'm.
Hello, everybody. This is the weekly sports show that will now be starting up, Tones and Neco Sports Week Review and Preview, and it will be every Tuesday, and you can find it on YouTube. We will be posting it to Twitter, we will be posting it to Facebook, and I will also be posting it on my blog site, which is linked in my Twitter. I am Tones, and we will be joined by Neco shortly, and the first topic that we will be discussing today will be the topic of Dez Bryant. Many people saw how Dez Bryant did get upset on the sideline after the loss to the Lions, and in my eyes, he had every right to be upset. Anytime your number one wide receiver, such as Dez Bryant, coming into this week, people were saying he was getting compared to Calvin Johnson. Now, I did not believe that. But anytime your number one receiver in the fourth quarter is only getting 6 looks the entire year in the fourth quarter, Bears fans, would you want Brandon Marshall to only get 6 fourth quarter looks the whole year? I know as a Bucks fan, if Vincent Jackson had 6 fourth quarter looks, that would be outrageous. I would not be happy at all. Dez Bryant is the type of guy to win you ball games. You are targeting Dez Bryant for the fourth quarter to solely win you a ball game, and you're paying him to show up in the fourth quarter. That's Dez Bryant. That's football. But I mean, the Cowboys lost. Dez Bryant at the end of the game may got a little out of control, you know. He was pointing at guys like Witten. They need to get their stuff together. The Giants have won 2 in a row. But that brings us to another topic, Tom Brady. He's been struggling, although the Patriots are 6-2, and this is when we bring in the other guy, Neco. What up, Neco?
What's up, Tones? It's good to be here.
Yeah, man. So we got ourselves a little show going here. That's Neco, and then I'm on the little screen, as you can tell. And Tom Brady's been struggling. What do you buy into this Tom Brady struggling? The Patriots are still 6-2, but what do you think of all of it?
I mean, this is statistically Tom Brady's worst year. He's only completing 55% of his passes. He's got 9 touchdowns to go with 6 interceptions, but they are winning games. And they got Gronk back, so the offense should benefit from that. They definitely will make the playoffs because their division is god-awful. But once they get into the postseason, if Brady continues to play like this, they won't go very far.
I agree with that. See, I see the Patriots as a very dangerous team, and, I mean, they had guys out at the beginning of the year. Gronk was out until 2 weeks ago. Now he's back. Amendola's been in and out of the lineup this whole season. Shane Vereen is currently injured, and Leon Washington just got back a few weeks ago. Not the biggest weapons, but for Brady, a guy like Brady, those weapons help a ton. I read an interesting stat today. He has 4 consecutive games with an interception. That's just as much. He had 4 consecutive games with a touchdown this year. That's uncommon from Tom Brady. If the Patriots, although they're 6-2, Will Fork's out for the year on the defense, and Mayo's out for the year on the defense as well. Akeem Talib.
And a couple years ago, didn't Brady go maybe 20, 30 or so games without throwing a pick? Like throwing interceptions is not something that Brady typically does.
Of course, he's not accustomed to throwing picks, and that is a very good point as well. I also saw that Brady has only 1 over 300-yard game this whole season. That's ridiculous. Normally, he's a guy who you expect to only get like a few below 300-yard games a whole year. But Tom Brady, that wasn't expected. This NFL season has been crazy, and that pretty much brings us up to the Thursday night football game this week, which is on Halloween, which is 2 nights away only, as the Cincinnati Bengals, who look pretty good, go to Miami, where the Dolphins did start undefeated, 3-0, but lost their 4 games in a row. Bengals at Dolphins. What do you think about this game, Neco?
It's definitely going to be a good game. Miami definitely wants to break this losing streak that they're on after starting out 3-0. But I do have the Bengals winning this game 31-17. And my breakout player is Ben Jarvis Green Ellis because the Dolphins' rush defense is 19th in the league. They're letting up 109 yards per game, so I think he will definitely get off to a good start in this game, and he will be a factor in this game.
Yeah, I tend to agree with you. The Dolphins actually lost on Sunday a weapon in the offense that's often overlooked as Brandon Gibson went out to an injury. Often Ryan Tannehill's go-to guy this year. I know I am Mike Wallace on fantasy not having the best year. Listen, the Dolphins lost 4 in a row. They're in trouble. The Bengals don't seem to lose much lately. They don't seem to lose games that they're expected to win. I'm going with the close one here. I'm going with Bengals 24 and Dolphins 20. And I love that Ben Jarvis Greenell's breakout pick, but since you picked him, I'm going to go with another guy. And I'm going to go with, even though he's on the losing team, I'm going to break out and say, Lamar Miller has about 80 rushing yards and a few rushing touchdowns. He's going to keep the Dolphins close. The Bengals' rushing defense is usually good, but I feel like they're going to focus on Mike Wallace like most teams have done, taking him out of the game, pressure Tannehill, and then Lamar Miller is going to get some carries. Might not be the prettiest game for the Dolphins and Lamar Miller, but definitely look for him to have a decent game. And I love Thursday night football. A few years ago they added that in permanently. I think it is a great start to the weekend.
It definitely is. Yep.
And then we also have, for us baseball fans, the king of the thorn, the one and only, winner take all, the World Series going on right now. And, you know, I'm a baseball fan, but we know I hate the Cardinals, haven't been paying that much attention. So we're going to focus with Neco on this one. He's going to give you his World Series outlook, etc. We all know the unstoppable Michael Wacha's on the mound tomorrow, but Neco, give us your rap about the game tomorrow.
I think the Cardinals win this game. They're a very good team when their back is against the wall. We saw this in the NLDS against the Pirates. Wacha has been pitching very well as a rookie, but the opposing pitcher, Lackey, for Boston, has also been doing very well. But I do think the Red Sox ultimately win this series in 7 games.
Yeah, the way that David Ortiz is swinging, you almost have to go with Boston because he's a one-man wrecking crew. I agree. I think Cardinals with Wacha on the mound, he's been a one-man Cy Young this postseason. I think he's going to have a great game tomorrow. I think Cardinals end up winning a close one, but as Neco said, I think Red Sox end up taking this one in 7. And we did have a basketball game tonight, opening night of the year. Our Bulls took on the Miami Heat, and the Bulls didn't look too good. It didn't look too good, and sorry, it said internet connection. Neco, what do you take away from this game? The Bulls only lost by 13, but as we know, it was much worse than the scoreboard indicated.
Yeah, they got off to a good start. They got off to, I think, a 7 or 8 point lead, but it was all downhill after that. Miami went on a run towards the end of the first quarter, and they never looked back. It's obviously very early. It's only one game. It's a long season. I do think the Heat will be the number 1 seed going into the playoffs, but I do think the Bulls will be somewhere between 2 and 5. They will have a good year, and as long as they stay healthy, they'll have a pretty good season.
Yeah, I agree. The Bulls got off to a great start. Like Neco said, they were up a few baskets, but D Rose looked flashy in the first. But after a while, as the first quarter went on, it was a clear fatigue from Derrick Rose, and it's never a good thing when your superstar looks fatigued coming off a big injury quickly. Norris Cole was often out making plays for D Rose, and the one bright side I did take away, Boozer had a great game. Boozer looked very good. One thing that Bulls fans have been disappointed in is Carlos Boozer, but if you get Boozer on track, if you get Rose on track, this could be a dangerous team heading into the stretch. Of course, the Heat will probably end up with the 1, but gotta watch out for teams like the Bulls and Nets with savvy veterans who know what they're doing. And like we said, it's on YouTube. This could only be held to 10 minutes. We're already at the 9.5-minute mark. Look out for us next Tuesday. I'm Tones. Neco, wrap it up with a few words.
Definitely tune in next week. Me and Tones will be doing this every week. It's a good
Yeah, that's pretty much it. We're 2 college kids just trying to make it in the field of sports. So we appreciate your views. We appreciate it all. Hopefully we expand and grow. Once again, I'm Tones. That's Neco. Thank you, people. See you next Tuesday.